Hi guys, we're live, and yes, this is my match reaction to Benfica versus Arsenal last night. Now, before we start, I want everyone to hit that like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and get people to so display name. Yep. So before we get into it, I've got some good news as well about March the 5th. Just gonna bring it up, and that is, if I just type it in here, yeah, get people involved, get this sharing. Let's get up to 20 viewers, 20 likes. Let's get it going. David Croft. That is David Croft, right? From what I have been speaking to him on Insta, and he will be willing to come on the channel, right? That's F1 commentator David Croft. So big up to Crofty. So yeah, absolutely love it. Christian, right? How are you? I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I think the link's in the other chat anyway, but I'm gonna put the link in the chat anyway. Let's go. So like he says, everyone share, subscribe, right? As we get into this, I'm gonna have to bring up the lineups as well. I literally only just woke up about half an hour ago, so I'm really unprepared. So then Benfica versus Arsenal. Quickly. Right. So let's share this now. Give me 2 seconds. Just share the screen. So yeah, that's the team that was on last night, and yeah, initial thoughts in the match reaction from the match itself was that the first half we were decent, we created some chances, should be finishing them. Like, how did Saka and Aubameyang missed? I really don't know. We'll just take that down for a minute. Cheers. Yeah, so how they didn't concede, I ain't got a clue. Just let people know that I'm live. So just letting people know. So yeah, so hang on, just gotta let the others know. And we've got Connor with us. How are you, Connor?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm alright, right? I would hope it'd be better if I could upload some of the clips I got from yesterday. But yeah, give me your thoughts over the Benfica game.
Dreadful, boring. I mean, I think Benfica wanted just to keep the score down. I think they know that Arsenal are the better team. I think you saw that yesterday, very negative. But I think you're looking at the game, I don't think Arteta had a really clear game plan. I mean, I look at their back three, Benfica, it's really slow. And Arsenal were trying to play a long ball, trying to get Aubameyang in behind and Saka in behind, but there was either one pass too many, or they needed to make that extra pass, and then they didn't create enough chances. It's okay having the ball and whatever, but if you're not going to create chances, I mean, and that chance from Aubameyang, I mean, it's this is my other problem, because everyone was loving him on the weekend for getting a hat trick, but if you're I don't know, was he on 300 grand a week, 250 grand a week? If he can't put that type of chance in the back of the net, I mean, what are you paying him for?
Yeah,
But I mean, look, I think Arsenal probably deserved to win, but I think a draw, when you look at it, isn't a bad result, because they got that away goal.
yeah, I'm just disappointed in myself with it. With it, to be honest, I honestly don't. I don't know why they didn't take the chances. I don't know why we looked a little. We didn't actually look better in the second half. I think we were better in the first.
What did you think about the penalty?
Nah.
Well, all I'm saying is his hands shouldn't be up in the air like that, and people saying, "Oh well, what's he supposed to do?"
Initially, actually, no. Do you know what? Initially, I remember it because I'm like, and I could clip that as well. I've got a clip coming up at 12 o'clock about it as well, so you can watch my reaction to William getting subbed. That's coming at 12, so bear with that. Yeah, my what I'm not happy with is the fact that initially it was right at him. It's literally like he's literally like a centimeter away, 2 centimeters, right? So he ain't got time to sort of react. And sometimes when you jump up, you lift your arm to jump up to try and block, right? As a natural sort of movement to jump up. So to me, that's why I was thinking that can't be allowed. Looking back at it and looking at the actual decision and looking at the rule book, these days it's given as a pen. So I think if it was another time, I don't think it would have been a pen.
I think people's issue with it, like you said, is because it was so close. If it was a bit further away, I think people are like, "Oh well, you know what? He didn't really have time to put his arms down." But even when you do jump up, your arm isn't up like that. It shouldn't be anyway. And look, by the letter of the law, it is a penalty. So you can complain all you want. It wasn't like someone who just dived in the box, or you know, his arm was up in the air. It shouldn't be that far up in the air, even if you are jumping, and it is a penalty. But I mean, look, Arsenal should have been 2-0 up by then.
Yeah, no.
And
I,
this is
t-
the type of thing.
I absolutely hear you on that. I'm just resending this out again, but yeah, I really, really just again, it just doesn't look like he wanted to change it at any point. He was just making like subs to replace others. Maybe that's not me looking at the game properly. I don't know. If I really had the opportunity, I'd look at the game again, right? Because like the watch alongs are great, but it's so hard to have a watch along and then look at the game at the same time, right? Especially if you're partially incapacitated, you got to focus on one thing or another, right? And there were other stuff going on the watch along as well, and so but yeah, I honestly do think he didn't change it again, and it just didn't look like there was any sort of like willingness to try something new. It's like when instead of bringing Lacazette on, our most potent striker this season, you bring Willian on, or like you bring El Neni on, and you don't bring them on. I mean, El Neni and Willian, right? It's like them two substitutions were made in the 90th minute. It's like he's all of a sudden realised, oh wait, got 5 subs. It's I mean, it's fucking diabolical. What's the fucking point in putting subs on the 90th minute? Right? It's like the Man United game against Everton. What was the point of putting Twanzebe on the pitch? Right? Because he ends up costing a free kick and it gives you then the extra minute to then score a goal. And it just didn't make any sense. And I'm just again, and I'm like, why are people putting up with this when they didn't put up with these substitutions under Wenger? Right? They didn't put up these decisions under Wenger. They didn't like changing the way, didn't like how it was always the same under Wenger, right? We all threw Wenger under the bus, right? When it all came down to it, because he weren't changing it. He was too stubborn, right? He wouldn't let go. The subs were wrong, right? The tactics were wrong, right? But now, because it's Arteta, it's perfectly fucking acceptable.
I was shocked at the lineup because I know he kept it the same. But I'm thinking you got Man City on the weekend. You got a shorter break than them. They've got a much better squad than you, and you're playing this. You were pretty much the strongest team. I don't understand. I mean, look, that was the type of game that Pepe or Martinelli could have really. I wouldn't have even mind starting. Look, if you took Xhaka out, played El Neni, you could have played maybe drop Saka, bring Pepe in.
I don't see why he went out with all the players that are on form.
I just don't understand it. I mean, people saying, "Oh, I want to see the same squad." You know, why change up? You've got Man City on the weekend. You've got a shorter break than them. You've got to travel back from another country, so you won't be able to train today. You know, it's ridiculous. You know, and even if you did play Pepe or whatever, I'm sure it would have been either the same scoreline or you would have won. And even then,
people are saying like, "Oh, we got Man City on the weekend," and I'm like, "Yeah, what competition is that? Is it the league? Are we doing anything in the league? I mean, might get Europa, right?" I'm like, "You really think with the teams in front of us, we're getting Europa League?"
Well,
you honestly saying that?
You look at the other teams in Europa League. If you get knocked out,
every time we get to 10th or 9th, we get knocked back down again. Because we're not contested. So you really think we're going to get Europa League? Get lost, right? Actually, no. Stop talking out your arse. The best chance we get of, by the way, like most people want Champions League football. They said that at the start of the season. The only way he's getting that now is through the Europa League. If he wants to salvage his season and salvage a lot of fans, right, from wanting him out, he needs to go all out in the Europa League. Because if he gets knocked out without trying, like he did with the FA Cup, oh my God, Arteta out will be trending.
Look, I mean,
it will be more than trending. It would be like a volcano has erupted.
With this season, the Premier League, I mean, it's anyone can finish anywhere. So there's still a chance of getting Europa League, and I think there is still a chance for Arsenal if they pull
That's if everyone dropped off, mate. To be honest, it is honestly that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like Arsenal deserved it. It's literally because this season has been unpredictable, literally unpredictable. I mean, look at West Ham, for example. Who would have expected that? They would just survive relegation last year, you know, and then with the Europa League.
To be fair, you said it's unpredictable. As me as an Arsenal fan, it's getting more predictable by the minute.
Yeah, and I mean, then you look at the Europa League. There's still United, Leicester, Spurs, AC Milan, who are still in it. Bayer Leverkusen, top teams.
Oh God,
top teams. Yeah. Rangers are they won last night,
man.
You know. So
and people saying like get Rangers. Why the fuck would you want Rangers?
Well, you should.
People saying you're saying Rangers are better than us. Yeah.
Probably they are. If you play them, they probably are.
They are better than us.
You look at the teams. Arsenal does have a better team, but I mean, you look at the form and the confidence of both teams and the way they play.
We said that against Burnley. We said that against Brighton. I think we played Brighton. Yeah, well, Brighton we won, but We've said that against Leeds. We said that against Villa. There's a number of teams we've lost against, and we have a better team on paper. So that's why I don't get hyped over anything anymore. I just don't.
But there's a real concern because you're not in the FA Cup anymore, so you can't get Europa League via that. That isn't your get out of jail card. It's tight in the league this year. Anyone can finish anywhere. And Europa League, you're not guaranteed to win that because look at all the other big teams that are in it. You know, I look at United last night. I didn't play it well. Dan James came in. He hasn't even played for ages. He scored a goal last night. He was excellent last night. You know, and I have to say with Eric Bailly, they play a lot better as well. Much higher line, very good from United. But it's interesting. I mean, if Arsenal don't get into Europe next year, I don't know what the plan's going to be because, you know, I mean, you can only play for the Premier League.
No, apparently it's perfectly acceptable just to sit there and do fuck all. Right, it's perfect. We've got to sit there and put up with it with his manager.
I mean, yeah, let's say, for example, you finish 7th, which is an improvement on last year, but you don't get into Europe because you haven't won the FA Cup, you didn't win Europa League. Well,
how's that an improvement?
Well, exactly, this is the same, but fans will say that. Certain groups in the Arsenal fan base, you know, and I'm sure you can probably name a few people on top of your head, will say, well, it is progress. We finished above what we did last year.
Yeah.
You know, that's no excuse.
Got Christian now with this. How are you, Christian?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm tired. Big cup of tea needed.
I just want to say something before we carry on the show. Make sure you guys like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, do all of that. And Amad Diallo is the best Ivorian player in the Premier League.
Oh, shut up.
He's also the best number 9. He's also the best number 19 in the Premier League.
I ain't even seen him yet.
I saw him yesterday, right?
Yeah, he was good when he came on. Very good.
He played well. He's not. I was joking around, but he played well when he came on.
There's an issue with him, and I have to say it's because I forgot who said it. He cost 30
mil.
Golden,
go away, man. Go away. No, bro, you ain't catching me doing it. I don't even know how you do it. I don't even use it. Yeah, this is something like that.
Don't do that. Nah. They're gonna. I'm definitely clipping out. I'm putting out.
Christian, I've clipped myself, mate. There's a clip going on at 12 about my reaction to Willian. Right, I'm trying to upload it just to see, but yeah, man, it's just.
What did you think of the performance yesterday from Arsenal?
It was appalling. It was just not good enough. We're not taking chances, right? And then when we didn't take our chances, right? The second half, it took it was like they needed the penalty to wake themselves up. And I thought
they need to. That's a bit like United in the sense, like in the Premier League, you always see us going 1-0 down because
but that's the thing.
We
when
never
we got that
wake up.
penalty. Because when we got that penalty, we went down the other end and scored.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, hang on, why couldn't you do that beforehand?
Because they didn't wake up, and I just don't feel. I don't think the game was managed very well by Arteta. But you can't blame the draw on him. I feel like he did put players out there that could have won the game, but his game management in the end turned out to be very poor. And then
you mean Willian?
Yeah, that was the 90th minute though. He brought on Willian. That was the 90th
what was
minute.
The point in that? Yeah, he also brought on anyone.
To be fair, a lot of the players it was El Neni, Willian, Pepe, and Martinelli.
Pepe. That's with 13 minutes to go.
Yeah.
So that's Kieran Tierney came. Now, why couldn't he put Martinelli? This is what I'm saying. When he put Kieran Tierney on, it was literally just after we equalised, or about so many minutes after we equalised, and I'm like, right, we've just got an equaliser. I want to go out and win, and you've just put Kieran Tierney on for Suarez rather than Martinelli, Pepe. You bring the attacking players that can make a difference on the last minute of the game, or towards the end of the game when they've got no chance of making an impact. Right, and Willian gets picked over in Nketiah, who's actually done something this season. Right, and our most potent striker. Our most potent striker stays on the pitch.
Oh yeah,
Stays on the bench.
Lacazette was on the bench. I forgot about him.
I mean, seriously, what was the? I mean, it's like, I don't want to win this.
To be honest, like Arsenal, they've got.
Does he
to
not
win
learn
this.
from the Olympiacos game though?
Yeah, they've got to win this Europa League because it's peak for them if they don't, fam. Like if you man don't win the Europa League, I'm gonna be coming.
It's already peak, mate. It's beyond peak.
No. If you win the Europa League, you get Champions League.
We've gone peak over. We're now looking directly over the top and getting our heads shot off.
But who do you think? Who would you say was, other than Aubameyang, because we know Aubameyang was poor. Who would you say had a really poor game yesterday?
Xhaka.
Who?
What?
Xhaka, I thought he was horrendous.
And yeah. Before he scored, he was not good. Before he scored, but he got the goal though. He got the goal, so you can't fault him really. But before the goal, he was horrendous.
Smith Rowe didn't had decent games, didn't have much of an impact. Saka, I think, even had a poor game. Even Saka had a poor game by his standards. Right?
The best players on the pitch are the fullbacks. I think Cedric and Bellerin were superb yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Excuse me?
People get on Bellerin.
Hang on, whoa.
Bellerin was not bad yesterday. Bellerin was not bad. He was not.
I saw him just let a man just cut inside.
Bro,
and if the guy didn't step over,
got robbed.
He was bending that top. If that guy didn't slip over and take that shot and didn't slip over when taking that shot, he would have bent it top bins. Right? Yeah, he just showed him his inside, let him cut in, and then he just stood there like a lump on a log. And I'm like,
yeah, but no, Bellerin.
And I'm like that. And I said, what are you doing? Right? I know you love trees, but you're not supposed to stand like one. Track him.
Bellerin, yeah. Bellerin. Arsenal fans just don't like him, bruv. I don't think he's good.
No, there are games where I have said he's played well. You can find clips where he's played well in certain games, and I've praised him. Right?
Yeah, I know. But
I'm sorry, you don't let someone cut inside and just let him shoot.
Nah, he was robbed of 2 assists yesterday. He was robbed. Aubameyang robbed him. It's disgusting, bro. Aubameyang robbed him.
I'm putting a complaint in.
Aubameyang robbed him. That's disgusting. Absolutely disgraceful football. But in general, I don't think Benfica. I overestimated Benfica so much. They're not good at all. They are not a good side. From what I saw, they're not that good. But I feel like I also, in a way, overestimated Arsenal. I overestimated how good Arsenal actually were because of how they played against Leeds.
I think everyone's asleep this morning. Like, honestly, there's hardly any people up. So come on. Wait, what was it? KJ says on the Midnight Virus. Wake those charlatans up or something.
Yeah, sleeping charlatans and that.
Yeah, get them up. Right, tell them what they're missing out on. Like Stephen having another rant.
But anyway, I'm buzzing today though. Like, obviously 4-0 win. It's just at my debut as well, bruv. It's just a good day, man. It's a good day.
Oh, get out of here.
It's a good day, man. It's a very good day.
Hey, Dan James. Hang on.
James.
I will say this. I don't know. Christian, do you know much about F1?
A little bit.
Do you know the commentator?
Yeah, you saying earlier I was in. You said David Croft is coming on the channel and that.
He's coming on the channel, man.
On the channel, bro. Make sure you guys all tune into that.
Yeah, man. David Croft, Crofty himself. I was speaking to him over Insta before the end of the season. I spoke to him over Christmas, kept in touch, and just basically asked him, I said, I'm doing this on the 5th. Have you got an hour of your time? And he said, anything after 1 o'clock. So after anything, after a certain time. So I said, yeah, do you want to come on this time? And yeah.
Fair enough. That's good, man.
So we got now Lee Gunner, B Judges, Sarcasm City. We've got Claude Nablanca, and I'm not sure about. Got to double check that. And David Croft.
So basically, you got all the all-stars. Basically, this is like the all-star team and that. It's lovely, man.
Yeah. Vibes FC. This is giving me my own Vibes FC.
Vibes FC all-star team.
F1 and like next minute, I'm gonna come out and say, "Oi, by the way, Hamilton spoke to me on Twitter."
Bro, look at my profile picture of Ahmad, man. Look at him, bro. What a player!
Oh, God's sake!
What a player! Telling you, bro. What's a player?
When I see him, I'll judge him.
Did you not see him yesterday? When it was
Do I look like I was watching? I was watching my own game.
Bro, our game was done before yours.
And to be honest, I might as well have switched it over to it didn't get interesting until about the 58th minute.
No, the game was dead until Pizzi scored the
penalty. By the way, I do have to point out, and I will make aware if any channel, if it forward this to any channel, I'm going to put it as a tweet later of what I clipped. If you see a account named Man United fan, block him.
Wow.
Block him. Ban him. Because he was racially abusive to one of the panelists on last night.
All right, cool. So if we see...
the thing is, we are not standing for it.
The thing is, though...
I made sure the guy's all right during the stream. He's okay. But I'm not, man. I'm not going to repeat what he said, but...
I understand.
I didn't even repeat it live at the time, so I just made.
And the thing is, the people at YouTube,
what's really wound me up. What I said was funny about it, right? Not funny, and it's just like weird. It's just the fact that you've got a picture of Ahmed Diallo, right?
Yeah.
He had a picture of Martial.
Bro, it's like these people, they'll celebrate when they'll celebrate black people when it's good for them, it benefits them, but when it's not going well for them.
Who's the dead club? Right?
I think he's talking about
Rangers or Arsenal or Man U.
Arsenal.
Oh, what I was saying was these people
you can't say nothing. You ain't even you ain't even Premier League, mate.
But we're on form now.
You spend millions. You spend more than us, and you still ain't in the Premier League. No. Don't start with me, man.
What I was saying though was like these people, like that guy you just mentioned, they'll celebrate black people. They'll celebrate black people when it's beneficial towards them. When it's not going well for that person, they'll just chuck them to the side and act like they were never there. Like people like those, and YouTube need to do something about it. They need to restrict these people's accounts so they can't make new ones. Because we've blocked him from this channel. What's stopping him from going to make another account?
I've got some sort of pervert that keeps coming on this channel.
We need to stop this. People like say that we might speak about it too much.
Honestly, Christian, it's honestly scary because this guy is literally asking where I live and shit.
Bro, it's mad. But what I was saying was, people, YouTube, I feel like they need to do more to get rid of these types of troll accounts, racist accounts, man. Because for me, they don't do enough. They you can block and report,
and it destroys it. And if I'm trying to do a charity channel, for example, and I don't pick it up, right, I get destroyed.
Yeah, the thing is though, what I was saying, YouTube what's stopping someone from going to make another account to go and do the same thing to someone else? Like
just change their email.
Yeah, exactly. They're just gonna go change their email, do it someone else, bro. They really don't. They act like they do certain facades for the media to look like, oh yeah, they're helping out. Like, no, they're just doing it for show, bro. Like, they're not actually doing anything.
You know what? This is why I love F1 even more, right? Because when like the George Floyd, because there was season started around about the George Floyd thing and everything.
Yeah.
Hamilton got spoke to the FIA and got the FIA to set up his own commission to help ethnic minorities get in F1. To try and push for equality.
Okay.
And also people that are impoverished and poverty, not just from an ethnic background as well. So that's actually F1 taking action. Right?
Yeah, that's
rather
taking
than just
action,
coming out with
coming out with a statement saying, "Oh, we stand with these people."
They have their little clip at the start of a Grand Prix saying all the F1 drivers are committed to ending it.
That's taking action. What the Premier League are doing, what maybe they're just putting out statements saying, "Oh, we stand with the players." You stand with the players. What are you actually doing, though? You're just putting out statements and.
You don't stand with the players because it's the players that have to decide. It's the players that have to force coming off.
No, it's they come out say, "Oh, we stand with the players, we stand with this guy, we
Because
stand with that guy."
the referee doesn't actually say no. That's it. Right, we're off. It's the players that said no. We're going off now.
It's like for me, it's like, do you really care, or are you doing it because if you don't, you're gonna get slated for it? That's always been the thing for me.
But yeah, what I'll do is I'll get into the player ratings for now. So let me share this screen again. So I can keep a track. So we've got in goal. I'm going to get their pictures up as well. Bernd Leno.
Didn't do anything wrong. Could have done better with the penalty, but didn't really do anything wrong, to be honest. In my opinion, his distribution we all know it's horrible. Like,
I wouldn't say it's horrible. It's not the worst I've seen. I've seen Agent Checks. Jesus.
Oh yeah, Czech is just he used to be passing balls off the pitch, bro.
He passed one into his own net.
Oh god. But yeah, I'll give Leno like an average 5, 6, maybe. I don't know. He didn't really do much.
Yeah, what do you give him, Connor?
Yeah, probably a 6. Nothing to do. So.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I'll give him a 6. Average. Didn't have much to do. Not more we can do about a penalty. Can only guess. It's literally like a guessing game when it comes to penalties. Right, let's go for. Tell you what, because I'm a left-hander, I'm gonna go left. Suarez.
Got the assist. I don't really think he played horribly.
Not by much though, Goldie. Not by much.
Yeah, he got the assist for Saka's goal. I don't think he did much wrong. I'll give him a 6 again. Don't really think he did much wrong. Don't think he was amazing.
Yeah, I think 7. He didn't have the
I think 8.
I didn't hear a lot of things coming out of the left-hand side, so and if that's the case, then he's done pretty well.
Give him a 6 or 7 for me.
I'll give him a 7 for me because it's one of the better performances I've seen out of him. Let's put it that way. Why does that thing keep changing its screen all the time? It absolutely drives me mental. I'm actually going to take that down because it just pisses me off. Right, who are we going for next? Let's take him down. I swear I got Bellerin somewhere.
My guy Bellerin, man.
Guy. Shut up, Bellerin. I'm going to call you a Bellerin sexual.
Nah, relax.
Hector Bellerin.
Again, don't really. Obviously, defensively, it was better than he usually is, but it's not very good, is it? Going forward, should have had an assist. Don't think he was horrible. Give him a 5, maybe 5.
5. What do you think, Connor?
7. I think Arsenal fans have been calling out for ages for him to actually get forward and have a go, and in the last few games he's done that. And then even when he does that, people still complain. I mean, we know defensively he ain't great. Well, sorry, Trent ain't great, and look how many assists and the praise he gets. You know, it's good to see Bellerin get forward, show his pace, and get crosses into the box.
Yeah, defensively it was worrying at times. Offensively, not bad. 5 or 6 for me. It's in between that.
Connor, is Bellerin better than the right back you man have got at QPR?
No, actually, no. We have someone called Todd Kane who came from Chelsea, and he was rubbish. And I've been calling out. I said, don't want him in this team anymore. In the last 2 games, he's been amazing, and it's like
it's always a way, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's like, oh god, like it. I mean, I love that he's turned the corner, but I don't like him still. I'm not going to change my opinion because it's only 2 games.
Yeah, Ads, how are you this fine morning?
Not bad. I'm just
gonna. All right, chemist the other night, last night.
No, I had to just pop past. Yeah, just took for a few minutes, and obviously I came back. But yeah, man, everything's good. But
Ads was dreaming about that Fred pass yesterday.
No, I'm not.
That pass from Fred was it was actually sick. It was sick.
No, mate, I'm dreaming about that Dan James goal. That was brilliant. But no, I'm going to give my full wrap up on the game. It should only just be a minute. So all I'm going to say is how I got right. The defense for me, bit shaky at the start. Then it kind of looked like they were just, kind of soothing in. And then obviously we know what happens after that, 1-0. And then I don't know how you guys magically just dropped off.
You magically
in the
just
second
wake
half.
up.
It's ridiculous because everyone can blame the defense, but I'm going to say it as it is. Your attack is just as bad as your defense in these tournaments because you don't take your chances. You had chances and they didn't get taken. Your midfield is bland, very, very boring. I would never want to watch Arsenal play. No, I'm being serious. You could talk about entertaining games, but yesterday we didn't start off great, but we actually flew into the game and scored 4 goals. The difference between Arsenal and United is that we take our chances and we play decent football. But you don't play decent football when you don't hit your chances. So how are you going to move forward as a club?
Yeah, I know. I think the thing is also is that we have literally, if Aubameyang's not firing, we struggle to get goals everywhere else. So, but you can get goals from Bruno, Pogba, Rashford, Greenwood. Like you've got goals from multiple sources. We've only got literally one player, literally, that scores the goals. And if we don't have him scoring, we're fucked.
Yeah, no, I absolutely hear that, man. I absolutely hear that. But before we move on to the next player, like I was talking to Lambs about this. I was talking to Alex and a few more guests on my show yesterday, and I said to them, the reason why Man United play so well in these tournaments is because this isn't our level. We're not Europa League level, so we'll literally just storm it and get good results. Whether it's a 2-0, but we hold it down and have a good amount of possession in the game. We take our shots on, we track back and actually stop attacks like we did yesterday. Eric Bailly was on fire yesterday. But it's easy for us in these games. But then we go to the EPL. Marcus Rashford is inconsistent. Bruno is sometimes inconsistent. And Fred's passing isn't as great. But that's my point I'm trying to make. It's a lot harder in the actual level that you're at. It's actually a lot harder on the level you're actually on. So we've exceeded in the Europa League right now, and we did last season as well until we got locked out. But the point I'm trying to make is the EPL is our level, and when you're on your level, you struggle a lot more than you do when it's not your level, and a lot easier.
Yeah, I'd say that we know Man United are a Champions League level side. You can tell it by the squad they've got. Our squad, I feel that it should be at least competing right in these games. But I don't think between the players and the manager, right, it just doesn't for me add up to competing in the Europa League. Like I do feel on paper we've got a squad that's decent enough to challenge it for the Europa League, but we just don't have the either the right mentality or the right managerial skills from Arteta to be able to compete, and that's just my honest opinion. It's not me having a go at Arteta.
It's not a bad shout because if Arteta had a good start, then you'd be more positive. But you can't be positive when nothing's happening. It's like a chip shop basically. If the food is crap, no one's going to be buying. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
If your manager's not good enough, then no one's going to be supporting him. So that's why I trending every time you lose.
That's the thing, and it's just like again last night I saw, right. It's like the same mistakes again, and I'm just thinking of a thing like when we went 1-1, and I'm like, okay, bring Lacazette on or bring Martinelli on, right? Because it will change the game. And he didn't do it until it was about 13. He didn't bring Martinelli until about 30 minutes left, and Lacazette didn't even bring him on at all. He put Willian instead. Right, you leave your most potent striker on the bench, knowing this is your only opportunity to salvage something from this season. And so we've now got a worrying tie, right, as the home team, where we've gone like that against Olympiacos, where we were 1-0 up in the first leg, and we ended up getting knocked out. It's just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense why he doesn't go for it. 'Cause, I mean, like Man City, why are we worried about Man City, right? The Premier League's done for us. We ain't getting anything out of that. We'll be lucky if we get Europa League football from the Premier League. It's literally because everyone else has dropped off.
And 8th is the minimum as well. So you know, getting 8th could, you know, it will secure you Europa League football. But if you do get that placement, like, what's the point? Because we've already seen that you guys clearly can't handle.
Hang on, if we're going to get 5th and 6th for the Europa League.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, 5th and 6th. If you get 5th and 6th, which I don't think you can, that is very, very pointless. Because if you're doing this right now, when you have the opportunity to actually win,
I don't think it must be any more going to help.
You're not taking it, and this, you know what? And I know Connor's thoughts on Egal as well, and you know he's one of my good friends in this canoe. But I have to say, if they do get knocked out, the first thing I'm going to do is wind up Egal, because he's been given this gas saying we can actually win something this season.
Oh
like,
my!
How can you win something? How can you win something when look? The facts are, that Arsenal fans have now actually accepted mediocrity. Like, they think Arteta's a decent manager to take them places.
They
Like,
are
what?
lowered their standards because they want to keep this manager in a job. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. You could call me plastic or whatever. I don't care, right? I keep my values and standards to the way Arsenal should have them, right? If people don't like that, they can do one. Because I'm not lowering my standards for any manager, right? It could be any manager. It could be Allegri. If Allegri was doing the same thing, I'd want him gone, right?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
Even if it was Pep, the greatest manager on the planet, doing what Arteta's doing right now, I'd want him out the door. Because,
yeah, no, that is true.
Like, if Wenger was
absolutely hear me. I absolutely.
Wenger, we didn't accept it with Emery. Now, why are we accepting this with Arteta?
It's just like thing is, right, is that, like, for me, it's just like, right, you know who? I'm not gonna say his name. It was on this stream when it was Prime's burial, right? And he said, "Give Arteta time." How are you gonna give Arteta time when he's had time to fucking do what he had to do in the space of, I don't know, I think this was nearly a year. I think
it's over a year now.
So why like, give him time, and then you have others saying that, you know, Gabriel was this and but no player in that team, and this is a fact as well, because I checked the stats yesterday after everyone was saying that these players have improved everything, right? Gabriel has not improved Arsenal's defense by anything. He's the best of a bad bunch. So when you're the best of a bad bunch, you suddenly get that number one spot in that division because the people around you are actually so crap. So Gabriel has not improved anything. He's just a more highlighted player, because he still makes mistakes and he still causes a lot of goals to go in, especially the Southampton game. I mean, he got that red card as well. Like, the point I'm trying to make is your team and your fan base just love to not admit that they have accepted mediocrity now.
Yeah, but I don't know nothing. I might as well go support Spurs if I say that. So
yeah,
you know what I mean. But don't worry. But like, people will probably ridicule me for having League on the 5th of March. But there you go. You know what I mean. But yeah, we move to David Louise. Right, so Bob. What are we gonna give him? I'd say a 5, to be honest. What do you think, Connor?
Yeah, 5. I think his passing, he came into the midfield quite a lot. It's good to see him carrying the ball. But I mean, defensively, I mean, again, most of their attacks are coming from out wide, really, and coming inside. It wasn't really affecting him. It was more affecting the fullbacks. Yeah, I think 5's a fair score.
Ads?
You know what? I'm actually going to give him a 6, and the reason I give him a 6 is I think he was actually the best defender yesterday. He was, and that's being generous as well because everyone else was so bad. He was the only one, like Connor said, carrying the ball out forward to the midfield, and he did that pretty well. He secured the ball, and then his decision making. I don't know why. I don't know why he's just such an average player now, but his decision making is actually pretty good. He made some really good passes yesterday. Surprisingly, it will go unnoticed because he's such an underrated player. Like back in the day, let's not forget this guy was actually really good back in the day. He's at Chelsea before he moved to
Well, yeah.
PSG. Decent player, and now he's only okay. But the passes he made yesterday are brilliant, so I'll give him a 6 for that.
I will give him a one. He does give you that outlet in terms of like a long ball up the to Aubameyang. So, but yeah, I mean, I was going to give also Gabriel the same sort of score. I couldn't really tell apart which one's better or not, to be honest. So, yeah, for me, both of them get a 5, to be honest.
I'm gonna give Gabriel 4. To be honest with you, you know, I don't know what he was doing because, like I said again, this is gonna go unnoticed because of how overrated he is. This guy was there shouting at Arteta, saying that the midfielders are applying too much pressure towards ours as if he's a midfielder, and then he complains that they're having to forever shift because the midfielders are pushing up higher. Like you need to do that because if you're the one tracking, if the back line is staying back and the midfield is pitch nearly up to the attackers, then you're going to get countered when that happens, and then the ball is literally going to sit past these dumb twitted defenders because they don't make the right decisions. And this is why I don't think he's Arsenal quality, because if you're complaining about that system check and routine that we've seen many times work for Arsenal, then he shouldn't be playing.
Yeah, but ads like we shouldn't be moaning. We got like the second best defense in the league. I mean, God's sake, I shouldn't ever moan about our defense. Jeez, I've got to admit, sometimes I do look at our defense and I'm like, we must have that just by luck, honestly. Because
Stephen, you know who said? Remember, he said that we had the best defense up until the Aston Villa game.
Oh, just don't. Oh God. Right, is it no? But I'm sorry. It's like these. I'm sorry. When he go, I mean, I like Gal right as well. But when he comes up with stuff like we could still win the Europa League, it literally looks like me. Do you actually, honestly, are you just blind to what's actually happening in front of you, right? You don't need bloody Specsavers to really look at what's going on, right? Because if you took this clip, put it back 4 years, and put Wenger in the seat, it's exactly the same. Right?
Yeah, nah.
And I don't get why you're gassing up Arteta over this, right? When you didn't want Wenger there in the first place because he was doing this, and it's just I don't see how you can see these mistakes happening, but you've seen these mistakes before, but you're not actually going to accept.
Yeah, but
this
with Wenger, at least he actually managed to beat some top 6 sides before he left, and Arteta not doing that. So
I do feel though, people say, yeah, well, Arsenal kept going, and Arsenal can actually still be in the top 4 with Wenger. Well, you may not notice there wasn't so much competition back into it, but when he was doing it, right? It's only really the last 2 seasons where the competition even rose even more, right? And that's where like we couldn't. And as soon as the competition got good enough, which was the last 2 seasons, we finished 5th and 6th. So
he's definitely one of the best managers in
I'm not saying he's
the
not.
league overall.
His first 10 years, trust me, I grew up loving it. So I was loving life as a kid, right? Then my childhood sort of died at 10 after 2004. Well, no, after the FA Cup in 2005, it sort of died. That was my football childhood dead. Hang on. Gal thinks Arsenal can win.
God's sake. I'm sorry. I was doing that last night, but I'm sorry. It's just it's like talking to a brick wall sometimes with these fans. It really does. Right, I'm gonna just move because otherwise I'll be moaning all day. So, who's Granit Xhaka? I believe I'm going for next. Yeah, Granit Xhaka. What we giving him?
0.
Ouch.
No, I thought he was horrendous last night. He nearly gave a goal away. It was stupid for one of the most experienced players on the pitch to play a pass like that across your box and not expect it to get intercepted when they're pressing high. I think is ridiculous. And I thought his tackling wasn't good. His passing wasn't good. He got caught out of position. There was no communication with his midfield. Horrendous performance from Xhaka, which is a shame because I thought he's been probably one of Arsenal's best players in the last couple of games. So,
Agree.
Yeah, Ad, do you agree with that?
Yeah, you know what? I'll give him a 2.5 only because this is what I expect from him anyway. Because like Xhaka's he's definitely one of the worst signings Arsenal ever signed in the past 10 years. So and that's a fact. I don't care what anyone says. He was gassed up to the likes of Kante and Pogba.
He put Kante Kante at 30 million.
Yeah.
It's just it's stupid, and like Connor said, you're not that dumb to actually to whip a cross in next to the box when they're actually pressing towards you, and that should have realistically been the second goal, man. It should have been 2-1 yesterday. It really should have. You guys got lucky, and I say this right now. You know what? If Prime was here, he'd probably give him a 6 because it's what he expects from him anyway. But for me,
I'd love Prime to come back.
I think Xhaka. You know what I say. I think there's a player in Xhaka because we've seen it this season with his free kicks, his long balls, his decent passing, but he's really inconsistent and he's actually trash now. I don't care what anyone says. He's trash. And there's actually there could be a player in him though, but all I'm saying is he's not good enough for Arsenal. So you need to get him.
Jeremy, if you want to come on and express how deluded these fan base are, please do. Apparently, Xhaka bossed it. Do they understand football? I actually sometimes it comes out with sensible stuff, right? And you think, yeah, he actually knows a bit, like he knows something about football. Then he comes out on the most delusional shit ever to back his manager, and I'm like, you know absolutely nothing. You really don't. How has he bossed it? I don't get it. I don't. 1. That's me. I give him a 1, and that's just being generous.
Yeah. I thought he was the worst player on the pitch, but there you go. Some people might see it a different way. They might be happy that he gives the ball away all the time. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But then again, our standards are literally fallen because our fan base allow it to. I think. Well, who was next? It was. Well, if this stopped, it would have been Ceballos. So, Danny Ceballos.
Oh, definitely the better in the midfield. Probably, I'd say a 6. Could give him a 5. But I think, I like Ceballos. I like what he does. I like what he's trying to do. You can see he's getting better. He's fitting into that midfield a lot more, which is good now because, especially with Partey, he's in and out, shake it all about at the moment, and with injuries and all this stuff. It's a good opportunity for Ceballos because I think apparently Arteta wants to buy him for 25 mil, which I think is a bit of he's not worth that, but you can see why Arteta wants to buy him.
Yeah, honestly. But then, to be honest, he has games where he's just absolutely appalling, right? And he does absolutely nothing. So
it'll be good to see him with Partey, though. Playing with Partey.
I know, but I just feel it's just gonna be another one. It's just gonna be another one of those signings where he plays well for a bit, and then that's it. You won't see anything else. I've seen it so many times where we think he's decent, get halfway through a season, and then he turns to shit. Yeah. That's my honest opinion on him. So I would give him. Yeah, I'll give him a 5. To be honest, it wasn't the best performance I've seen from him. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Not loads, but few of my friends. Honestly, trust me, I wouldn't be surprised if all over Twitter they're saying that. But Jeremy, if you want to come on, mate, by all means, because I don't think you've been on my channel before, actually. Let me have a look. I'm trying to think. I just need to message talk menu actually. But can you? There you go. Right. So, who are we going for next? We are going for Bukayo Saka.
Or he scored a goal, didn't he?
Yeah, missed some chances though.
Got caught offside far too many times. I think 6 is fine. I know he scored a goal, but I think 6 because sometimes you didn't even realise he was in the game. I mean, he's still very. Yeah, I mean, he is still very young, and you've got to take that into account. But he's an experienced young player. If Mbappe had a bad game, I'm sorry. If you're going to put all these players on the same wavelength, all these fantastic.
I'm not putting Saka on Mbappe's level.
Well,
no.
there are certain people who think Rashford's on Mbappe and Haaland, So I'm just saying, if they drifted out of a game, everyone will be going absolutely furious. But he is.
It is. These are people that have got too much of this on their hands because of COVID or the pandemic or something. So they're on Twitter talking absolute nonsense. Honestly.
Every game isn't going to be a good game for Saka. He is still young. He's still developing, but people do have to give him criticism because he has played in a lot of games for Arsenal now. It isn't like, you've just come into the team, and you've only played 5 games and you've been very good. No, he's played his last season. Yeah. So pretty much this is the second season in the team. So there's not really many excuses now for him.
Yeah. Who we got at the minute? We got 5 likes. Who's disliked this? Honestly, you get it up to 20 likes, you could see. If you get it to 20 likes and get people in, I might even give you a preview to the clip I'm going to show you later. That's coming up at 12. But yeah, Jesus. Fadil Rashford on Mbappe level. Anyone who said that is delusional above tie level. He's good, but he's not that good.
50.
But you got to admit, Rashford is such a talent, though. But yeah, we move to Emil Smith Rowe. Yeah, it's Emil Smith Rowe. And like I said, keep hitting that subscribe button if you want to see that little clip.
Tired, overworked, and that leads to sloppy. Yeah. Don't blame it on him. He's still a young player, but Arteta playing him out of position when he's got 3 wingers on the bench. He ain't a left mid. He's a midfielder or a cam. If you don't play him,
this is the thing. He's a right. He can play on the right, but he can't play on the left.
Yeah,
it's like when Wenger against Liverpool put Bellerin as a left back, and then he wonders why it don't fucking work.
Yeah, I think when you are playing a young player out position and you keep playing him, it's
honestly, it's honestly you can get the Saka. We got away with it, but you can't do that to him. You're just gonna murder him as a player. It's just that's what really winds me up as well, because again, it's exactly what Wenger used to do, but no one accepted it under him. But we accept it now under Arteta.
Yeah, but people get the excuse they use for Arteta is, Arteta's young, his first job, he's going to make mistakes. But I'm sorry, if you're going to play a player out of position, I mean, and you've got 3 players who can play in that position on the bench, I mean, it is a bit of a fucking liability. I mean, I wouldn't be accepting that.
Yeah, Jeremy, hope things are getting better soon, mate. If you want to come on, like I said, the links in the chat. But also, like, you want to talk, right? You follow me on Twitter. You can always message us or something. So, yeah, if you ever want to talk, mate, right? I'm here for anyone who wants that needs help mentally and that. So, then we move to Odegaard.
I'm starting to see why Arsenal bought him in. He's a link in between that midfield and attack. I think similar to Louise game, I thought he dropped far too deep at times. And I think it suits him being in and around that box, get the ball to him, and he can play that, that nice little pass into the striker's feet. That's what you want to see from him. Good game, wasn't fantastic. Didn't really have an impact. Played some really good passes out wide and whatever, and hold the ball up well. He does hold the ball up well as well. Good little feet he's got. Probably, I think 6. 6 is fair for him.
Yeah. Yeah, 6 is fair for me. He wasn't that bad, to be honest. Just hopefully you can see a little bit more of him as well as time goes on. And actually stop playing Smith Rowe. Give him a break.
Oh,
right, that's what we bought Odegaard in for.
We said it before the Villa game. Why is he still playing him? And he hasn't.
Honestly, he's going to ruin him. He's going to put him in an injury. I'm telling you now. Arteta, the way he's playing Smith Rowe, he's going to fucking injure him.
Does he not trust Martinelli or Pepe or whatever?
I haven't got a clue. I literally don't. But Aubameyang, and I'm going to move on to him, so I've got a thing planned for him actually, so I'm going to actually hold that. But Willian, for example, can break every single rule in the book in terms of COVID and God knows what, and yet still play every week.
Yeah, well, that's
over Martinelli. I mean, fuck's sake. Yeah, but now moving on to Aubameyang, right? Again, pick him again after breaking COVID rules. No stripping of the captaincy, no nothing. Right? Who cares? Who cares if someone catches COVID and dies? Right?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, seriously.
It's ridiculous.
All this bollocks, you're going to come down and lay down the ground rules in your first ever interview. Right? That's what you said. Absolute low. Well, basically, if that's what he said. So if he's saying that, he's lying.
Yeah.
Because you haven't punished him. You haven't punished Aubameyang. You haven't punished Willian. Who's going to be next? Because they can do what they like.
It's a joke. I mean, and they get away with it as well because Arteta knows he needs Aubameyang. He's the captain, and and you can't. I mean, he's on an awful amount of money per week now. And it's not like you can. I'm gonna take him out of the squad for a few games. He's on 300 grand a week. You can't leave a player of that quality out 300 grand a week, no matter what they do. So it's a shame. I mean, look, and I have another issue with Aubameyang because he's the most inconsistent striker I've ever come across, and he actually played up top last night as well, didn't he? So, yeah, I mean, I find it unforgivable if you're going to miss chances like that. I don't care if you scored a hat-trick on the weekend. You miss a chance like that on a play, perfect. I just don't know. I don't know anymore. I would be fuming. But people let him off because it's Aubameyang. It's Aubameyang. You can't get.
Well, we play pretty much 4 games in 2 weeks, so 2 weeks. So 4 games actually, 5 to make sure because then they've been in their quarantine, haven't they? So that's what I say. And a not 100 grand fine, whole week's wages.
Yeah.
No, you fine him for 2 weeks, which is 14 days. It's 2 weeks worth of wages. Get out the door. Because why should we pay you for breaking rules and not now that means you can't play? Yeah. So, but yeah, everyone that's still watching, get people involved, keep sharing the stream. To be honest, we are going to probably finish up here as well, and actually we're going to move on to the subs because Tierney at least came on the 64th minute. So I'll just find Kieran Tierney is back. What do you give him?
It's good to see him back. First of all, I think Arsenal need him, but I do feel sorry for Cedric because I think he's been playing very well on left back. So I don't think. I mean, I think Tierney will walk back into the team. Actually, I don't think. I don't think he'll play against Man City. I've got a funny feeling he won't. But I'm happy that because I think Tierney actually needs a rival at left back now.
Actually, do you know what? No, actually, I'd be even more pissed off if he doesn't.
Yeah, but I don't think he will.
You put him on the bench.
I mean, if he's
So that means you want to play him. If you put him on a bench, sorry, that means you want to play him in the Man City game.
But I would feel a bit upset. I would feel sorry for Cedric because he has been playing well. He has been playing well. Cedric,
Yeah.
You can't just drop him like that just because Tierney's back. You got to earn your place in the squad.
It's absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah. What Martinelli came on 77th minute. Didn't really affect the game, to be honest. I'm not going to mark him, to be honest. I'm not going to mark the rest of them. Willian, he gets a fucking one just for coming on the pitch.
Yeah, he's just had to fill up the numbers, isn't he?
I don't care. No, I'd take someone from the academy. I'd rather play them. Take Aziz or someone. Right?
Yeah.
Or Coulter or something like that. No, man. Fuck him. Right? I'm done. Not listening to his. I don't want him anywhere near us anymore. I'm done with it. I'm actually done with it. I can't stand him. Actually can't stand him. But yeah. So yeah. We can wrap it up there. We've got 12 o'clock. There's a clip, video clip coming out. Right, premiering. So make sure you tune into that. All right, it's only like a 2-minute clip. So yeah, tune into that. We've also got Friday. Oh yeah, 6 o'clock tonight. It's me, Esteemed Company, and City Fan TV, and also Yan City from Sarcasm City TV. Right, we're all gonna be together with Cam. I'm trying to find someone else who's an Arsenal fan as well to come on and do the preview for Arsenal versus Man City at 6. So tune in for that, and then at 8 o'clock. We've got the North London banter with me and Yuri. I'm trying to find another guest. If not, it's just going to be us two again. So, yeah. But thank you, Connor, for coming on. Say thanks to Christian as well and Ads. Everyone in the chat, thanks for tuning in. And sorry it's so early in the morning, but pretty much the only time I could do it, really. But you've got the wall pulled over you. Yeah, I know. Don't even start. I'm not even going to start. But I'm not saying wall pulled over. It's just typical Arsenal, isn't it? But yeah. Until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Talk to you tomorrow. So what am I saying? Talk to you tomorrow. We'll talk to you. We'll see you at 6 tonight.